And welcome once again, Sports Frenzzyy family. Welcome to another podcast. I'm your host, Levon, and it's a double dose. We're here earlier on, and we're here once again to give you guys the best in analysis of track and field and to touch on a bit of football because there have been some movement in football. So we're going to touch on that a little bit. But welcome to all of you guys, and we also say welcome to Ryan, who wasn't here earlier on. And as I was saying to Ryan initially, that he missed out on a big show this morning, but he said he was tuning in and out. But it was the best. It was one of the best show that we have ever had, man. So, yeah, Jamaica 1, 2, 3. What do you have to say about that, Ryan?
Well, you know that before everything, I had my prediction as 1, 2, 3. I just never know what order it was going to be after the semis. I said, okay, Sharika is going to come third with a PB. I don't know who going with the finals, but I also expected Elaine to get a PB, 10.6 something. And I also I was hoping and also expecting the Olympic record to go. I think I got all of those. I never care about who win. I just know that I wanted my 1, 2, 3, and I got my 1, 2, 3.
So both of us were rolling the same boat because it was the exact same thing that I said. I don't care what order they want to finish in, as long as I get the 1, 2, 3. That's all that matters. All right, so with that, we'll get that out of the way. So we're going to delve into some other issues regarding the Jamaican team. So first up, we're going to look at one Tajay Gale, who has been nursing an injury for a couple months now, but he never jumped well on his first two jumps, kept on clutching for his leg, and each he landed, you could see that he was in pain.
Was it the second jump that was that really aggravated it that much?
Yeah.
Because on the third jump he had the strapping. I wasn't really. Yeah.
The landing for the second jump was what actually aggravated it. So, yeah, that was where you could see that he grimaced and he was like, will he pull out now or will he actually continue? But he showed true championship mettle in terms of the fight and grit. And he came back for his third and final jump. And guess what? He qualified and he's now into the final. And as it was said that they are going to deal with him as best as possible in terms of do what they have to do to the knee, give him some painkillers to ensure that he will be able to ready for the final. And with that being said, Kems, do you think that Tajay Gale can just pull one out of the bag, or you think that this is too much and this injury will get the better of him?
That's
Kems?
exactly what I was thinking.
All right, go ahead,
I was thinking that I want him to. Hey, are you hearing me?
You're breaking up a bit.
Oh, all right. Hold on.
Go ahead now. Go ahead now.
You hearing me now?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, yeah, Kems, go ahead.
I was asking how many jumps to get in the final.
I believe it's 6, I think.
6?
I stand corrected, but I think it's no. I think it's top 12 that qualify for the finals. However, the best 8 move on to another round where they actually get 3 extra jumps. So it's like the throwing event where the 12 that goes into the event final, everybody
because
has
I was hearing while I was on the road going to work after the 100 final, I was hearing the analysts were saying that he needs to jump well in the first 3. So I was saying, okay, how much do you actually get?
So all right. So as I was saying, it's actually 12 athletes that qualify for the finals. Now the top 8 moves on where they get an extra 3 jumps. It's just like like earlier this morning with the discus. What's his name again? Jamaican Chadright. He actually finished 9th. So he wasn't able to progress to the round that they'll actually get another 3. So
hold on. Is it a case? Let us say he jumps 8.2 for argument's sake, right? In his first jump. Is it a case where he can do that and sit out the next 2?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you can do that.
Okay.
But all
Yeah.
right, the problem with it though, Ryan, is that what if he jumps 8.2, right? And then you have probably a next 7 to 8 or 9 athletes that jump past that are within the same range. Then that would leave him on the cusp of being knocked out. Or what he could probably do is that he could actually just run down the runway and just falls get a
Pull
red
out.
flag. Yeah, for a
Mm-hmm.
couple of jumps. So yeah, he could actually do that. But I doubt any athlete would actually risk that, knowing that the competition is that stiff. So yeah.
Are you guys
Um
hearing me?
yeah, we're kinda hearing you, even though you're a little bit baffling, but go ahead.
Kinda. Oh, go on. Well,
Alright, so
hear me
Ryan,
better now? Hear me
still a
better
little
now?
still a little baffling. Alright, Kems,
Right.
just start it out. Alright, so Ryan, as I was saying, you think that he'll actually just try to pull a big one out of the bag, or you think that this will be too much for him?
I think there has to be some strategy to try and manage his injury, because if it is that he jumps and makes the top eight, he's going to and he goes into that top eight, he's going to inflict more damage on himself. That's just the reality.
Yeah, true.
So there has to be some strategy for it.
So my question to you now, or we're not joined by Christopher Scott. So I'm going to pose a question to Chris Scott. With Tajay Gale, right? If you are his handlers, would you actually pull him from the event, or you would actually send him and to qualify in the to compete in the final? Chris, speak up a little. We're not hearing you.
You hear me
Are
now?
you here?
Yeah, we are hearing you. Go ahead.
All right. So, night, gents. It's a very tough situation in Levan because we do see where Tajay has the potential, or I predicted that he would have gotten a medal in the long jump, barring injury. He would have gotten a medal. We're talking about a guy who shot the world 2 years ago in Qatar, winning the gold in the long jump in the world championship. So I would have wanted him to get a medal. I'm just not sure if it's the best thing for Tajay to do, because sometimes you'd want to send him out there, Levon, and you send him out there, and the person said it best. Him go jump, and the injury gets worse. And when the injury gets worse, sometimes it's very hard to fix.
So let me ask you a question, Chris. Why? So if that is the mindset behind it, why did he jump to qualify? Why wouldn't they just pull him right there and then?
Yeah, but
When you have
Kems,
overnight to
remember,
think nothing different.
Kems, exactly. I was just about to say it. Levan asked me what I would do. We have to know, say, injuries, especially in track and field, and it's something we can just heal just like that. It takes, I think, in track and field, it takes longer in terms of rehab for you to get better. So it's very difficult. It's very difficult to send him in there. But if I was his handlers, to be honest, I wouldn't send him. I wouldn't send him to jump in the finals. I would not risk further injury, because you don't want it to get worse, and then for you to have more surgery. Or if you never needed surgery on it before, you certainly are gonna need it now. So that means what would have taken probably 4 weeks to rehab, probably I gotta take you 3 months to rehab. So you have to take all of that in consideration. If I was his handlers, I wouldn't make him compete.
All right. So this is what I would do. All right. This is exactly what I would do. What I would do is I would say, okay, because I know he wants to. I know he wants to go ahead and compete. So what I would say to him is, I would say, okay, here what, go out there and give me 2 jumps, 2 jumps. If within 2 jumps you could get that the qualifying, like a standard that can put you on the podium, then okay. If not, then probably we just have to call it a day. Because I believe with the repetition is going to get worse. But I believe you could get 1-2 good jumps, and then can just call it a day after that.
Well, tomorrow we will see. It's tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we will see
Yeah.
what they do.
Okay.
Because
So
it's all good and well to qualify, and then you will have overnight to think what's the best strategy, and then you move from there.
okay. All right. So we're now going to move over to the 800-meter where Natalia Gould has qualified for the final, and she has one of the best time going to the final. Now, if you look at it from an analytical standpoint, now with Almanza, who was the second fastest in the year so far, with
Out.
Aji Wilson out as well. So both those athletes are out. Do you think that this is her time to actually stake a claim for a medal, and a elusive medal that has elapsed her for quite a while now, because she has impressed on quite a few occasions that she hasn't been able to deliver in finals? No, is it the time for her to actually get that medal? Start with Ryan this time.
It would be nice for her to get that medal because that would be one of our bonus medals that we weren't really counting on. So it is a possible. Huh?
I said, and God know we need them. We need the
Yeah,
bonus.
there's a possibility where we can get that medal, and it would be nice if we manage to pull that one out of the bag. And because we're more than likely going to lose the medal we count for Tajay, and so we need to pick up somewhere along the line. So let us hope for the best and see what happens.
All right, Kim, do you think that she can get the medal this time around?
Hell no. Right? And hell no why? Not because of ability, but because of mentality, right? Because if you look at Moo. Look how Moo ran today. You see, Moo went out there, took the lead, and dictated the race. So I think that's what Moo is going to do in the final. And if you know anything about Natalia Gould, she's going to not run her race when she sees that and try to follow the person who is leading, because she always tries to be a front runner. And I believe when she does that, in the last 100 meters, she's going to go ahead and fade. So no Aji Wilson, but I'll give her 4th place. If somebody
So
probably
which do we have ahead of her?
No, which 3? You mean?
I
'Cause he
mean,
said
which
4.
no, because remember, say Kim's already has it that Mo has the gold medal wrapped up in us, so that's why I'm asking which 2.
Oh,
All right, we'll get back to Kim's in a minute. So, Chris, my question
Yeah.
to you, in terms of race strategy, what would you advise Natalia Gould to do in this event? Would you tell her that to go out with, I think, Mo, knowing that Mo is an athlete that when she basically run from gun to tape? That's how she run.
yes.
She takes the lead. Would you advise her to follow in Mo's footstep, or she should just run her own race and do what she has to do,
Run
or
her
be a
own
strategist?
Run her own race. That's the best thing. That's the best thing she can do. Run her own race. One particular thing that I would advise Natalia Gould to do, if for some reason, and I'm not going to say if for some reason like it's not possible. If for some reason you're ahead of Natalia Gould, of Athingu, do not let her catch you on the inside. Don't, because if she does, then it's lights out for Natalia Gould. Run your race. I remember I'm gonna use another analogy to basically talk about this one. I remember Usain Bolt in his documentary said he saw Warren Weir beside of him because he realized that Warren Weir was in the final. He told Warren Weir, "Do not run me down. Run your own race."
Remember that.
You remember? You realize that 1, 2, 3 we get another race step. You know why?
Yeah.
Because Warren Weir did not try to run Usain Bolt down. Do not try to run her down. If you can stay close, I advise her to stay close, but do not run her down. Don't try for run. Keep up pace with Athingu, because if she does, it ago spell problem. So I advise her not to run her down. Run your own race. I did watch the heats, not just the semifinals. I watched the heat specifically, and I saw that she handled that race very well. She handled it pretty well. She never let anybody run inside her in that single lane. And
I
I
was
think
just
she
about to point out that in order for her to do well in this event, she has to hug the inside lane because that is Natalia
has
Goul's
to.
downfall. She always allows space in between and people always sneak up on her
And
inside
she,
and
you
pass her.
know who she always do it to? The persons who are slated to win the race. She always let those favorites in the inside of her lane. She must try her best to hug that inside. If she can, leading this race, she has a very good chance of getting silver, even gold medal. But I'm not going to be that. I'm not going to be that enthusiastic. But I think that she will medal, especially with Almanza and Aji Wilson out, which a lot of persons predicted would medal over Natalia Gould. So she has a very good chance because, as Ryan said, Tajay Gale will not be jumping in this long jump. You know that, as the person said that, Bruce James said that he has been advised not to jump in the finals of the long jump. So we need to make that back up. So all she has to do is run a race. All she has to do is run a race. Don't let any favorites get the inside, and she'll be fine.
All right, so Kim, I brought up the point that you keep on mentioning when it comes on to goal about
Mhm.
she always allow people sneak on the inside. So yeah, I just brought that up.
Yep. Oh yeah, I heard him talking about it. Well, I don't know who is coaching her because that is 800 101, 1500 101. Sim like you don't give up the inside, whether he's semifinals, you just don't give it up, right? Allow because when you let the runner go on the outside now, they're actually running longer. When you let them
Yep.
go on the inside, they're running shorter, right? So you had asked me a question and then it got disconnected for some reason. So I think Moon winning, of course. I have Raven Rogers.
As
I know
always.
I know she never looked good in the semis, but hey, championship runners, right? And then the lady that won Raven Rogers,
Oh, Hodgkinson.
well, that won her semi, yeah,
Hodgkinson.
yes,
From Great Britain, and she's also a teenager.
yes, yep. She's also a teenager as well, so I have that three. Natalia Gould, I would like if she shut me up, just like how Yannick Thompson shut me up yesterday. I would really like if Natalia Gould shut me up. I'll be happy. But you
I
know,
would like so too.
I normally go off a track record, pattern behavior. What I've seen as a pattern and I'm a sitting stone. So, we'll see what happens.
All right, and just like how you mentioned about Yannick Thompson, I'm just going to roll over into the hurdles. Go again. Oh, Kems, let's say he didn't have Natalia Gold to medal. Yeah, I know, man. That's why he's sticking to his prediction. Remember that he had a US 1-2-3, so that USA 1-2-3 has been thrown out the window. So he has to try to find a way to still have Natalia Gold outside the medal. But the 100-meter hurdles for women. Now we saw Yannick Thompson in the first heat, and boy, she looked decent to me. She actually did well. Ryan, you saw that one?
No, I didn't see any of the hurdles yesterday.
Okay.
So I didn't get even I don't even get a chance yet to watch the highlights. So when
Well,
I do,
well, let me tell you, with Yannick now, Yannick, she ran. All right, so that's the best I've seen her run since the Jamaican trials. I'll say that. That's the best I've seen her run. But that time that she ran, come on, no, that's not even that's not coming close to the elite. So clap, she made it to the semifinals. Really proud of her, and she can go back to the drawing board. But Megan Tapper, Megan Tapper might can sneak in. I'm looking and I'm saying, how can she get a bronze medal? That's how I'm looking in. Because I'm saying, all right, unless something catastrophic happens, Kenny and Camacho already up there, right? And I'm saying, how can Tapper get a bronze medal? And she, Brittany look good too. Brittany look good, but I don't think she's going to medal. But I'm Tapper. I Tapper on a personal best. She ran a personal best yesterday, and she still look like she have a bit more in the tank.
You know what I liked about that run from Topper? unlike some of these athletes that win at national trials and then they come on the international scene and just here and there about, they don't tend to improve on what they run at trials. But with Topper, one run, booms, PB. That
Mhm.
is what I like to see from those athletes that actually turn up at national trials and actually win. And I heard that story for a while now that this season has been the season that she has been the most focused.
Yep.
So we have to
Yeah, she
just wait
did.
and see. But all thing I know is that she looked superb in that
She
heat behind Camacho Queen.
she did. I spoke to her. I was in a clubhouse discussion. I was in a discussion in clubhouse, and she was a part of it. And the way how she was speaking, Levon, you can hear. Of course, we know. Say, clubhouse is an app. You can't see nobody face, but you can hear them. And the way how me hear her speak, she is like she focused. She in the zone. Now, I have her actually getting a medal in the sprint hurdles. I don't know which one, but I have her getting a
Yes.
sprint hurdles
But Chris,
medal.
Chris,
Hmm?
there's only one medal up for grabs, you know. It's not one.
Anyways, as I was saying,
Oh, Chris,
she
come
will
on,
get a sprint hurdle
Chris,
medal.
let's be fair now.
come on, Chris.
Barring any of those two athletes hitting any hurdle or any mishaps, false start or such, Camacho Queen and Kenny Harrison is way ahead of this field.
Chris, I don't
It's,
want you to come tomorrow and tell me say, oh, you're issuing an apology and this. No
I
disrespect,
don't apologize for any prediction that I make. I don't apologize for none.
Chris. There's no disrespect needed, Chris. All right, there's no disrespect needed. That's all I'm saying.
How
That's
are
all
you?
I'm.
What? How am
I
I
am just
being? I
saying. I'm
don't
just saying,
understand.
Megan. I'm just saying, there's only one medal there for Megan Tapper. Only one, and that's the bronze medal. Nothing else.
All right.
but
So,
Chris,
anyways,
if
like
you
I
got to
said.
be fair though, if you got to be fair, if you look at Camacho Queen, right?
Mhm.
You saw how impressive she looked, and she wasn't full blown out in terms of going all out in the heat.
I saw it. I saw all of them.
So I mean, if you look at it from that vantage point, you could probably say that hey, you can probably write down her name for a medal, and even Kenny Harrison. But again, it's an obstacle event, any number can play.
Here's one of the reasons why I'm so impressed with Tapper, Megan Tapper. She is not the tallest in the arm hurdles. She's not the tallest. So you see Levon, you see her technique has to be flawless most of the times, if not all the time that she's running the hurdles. Has to. Because in hurdles, male or female, your height has a lot to do with how successful you are. Hurdles, her technique has to be flawless. So I think that her technique has vastly improved. Her focus this year in the hurdles has been amazing. I also agree with you in terms of the fact that she ran her PB, boom, 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 12:53 in round one. And she's in which semifinal? She's in semifinal three, right? Tomorrow. And she has Camacho Queen again in that semifinal. If she can basically make a statement in terms of how she runs tomorrow morning to basically show people that listen, you guys have me medaling just bronze, maybe even out of the medaling or the podium in the sprint hurdles. I'm going to show you guys what I'm capable of. Now, I'm not telling her to run hard, 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 because a lot of times you have to reserve, your energy for the finals. But I think she has to basically show some people in the semis and the finals that she is here and she can get a medal in this one. Like I said, I don't know which one. I actually have Camacho. I would say I don't know if it's bronze or silver she's getting, but I have Camacho Queen winning the gold because as I said, I watched the sprint hurdles, all of them, in round one, and Camacho looks very easy running that 12:41. So, um, like I said, silver
Quickly,
or bronze, one of them. So, she looked good in round one. I want to see what she has in the semifinals tomorrow morning.
All right, and as I pointed out, Brittany Anderson looked good as well. They were building up her a lot on commentary, and she even clipped the third hurdle, but because of her, you could say, her upper body strength, she was able to pull through the race, and she won in a decent time, 12.67. So it's good to see that she's actually improving since then, because since national trials, well, since she ran the 12.58, she hasn't looked as imperious as we saw then, but just hopefully that she can get through as well, and we'll probably have three ladies in the final. Who knows? But 100 meter. First up, Taekwondo Tracy, DNS, because of hamstring injury, so he had to withdraw. Now, Oblique Civil came what second in his heat with a 10.04
Yeah.
clock in, and Ewan Blake also finished second in his heat in a 10.06 clock in. Any surprises? Well, yeah, any surprises for any of you guys?
Question before that. I remember on a podcast we were talking, and what was said was that for you to be classified as an Olympian, you have to at least go there and start the race. That was said, right?
Yeah,
So Taekwondo Tracy will not be considered an Olympian.
true.
I'm just
Well,
asking. I don't know if that is still the case.
no. It won't be classified as it, because I think they say you have to actually start the race or whatever discipline it is to actually be classified as that. I believe that is what was said.
Okay.
But in terms of what you
Well,
saw
in
from
terms of surprise, Rommel was a pleasant surprise. Oblique Civil also was an pleasant surprise. And yeah, so nothing major. The false starts, one was the one that they gave the green card, that was, and the one that they sent out, it kind of looked iffy, if you get what I'm trying to say here.
yeah,
Given that I can see where I understand the rationale behind it, but both of them look very close. So outside of that, there wasn't any major surprise or anything like that. The semis now might throw up some major surprises.
so you actually think that any of these guys can progress to the final, Chris? Quickly, Chris, your turn, man.
Hear me? You hear me
Yeah,
now?
go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Right, sorry about that. Boy, I just a look on the Johan Blake semifinals, and Johan Blake has the grass and Curly in that semifinals. I'm not sure how it's going to go for him, but I actually think that Oblique might, well, I'm not sure, but Oblique has a good chance of coming out of his own. Of
If
course,
he dips below 10, if he finds a way to dip
if
below
he dips
10,
below 10, yes. Because he has Zarnell Hughes and Brummel in this one. So I don't know about Johan progressing, because he has Fred Curley and Andre DeGrasse. Even Jimmy Vico is in that one. So I'm not 100% sure if he's going to. But Oblique, I think, has a good chance. But Blake, anything can, as long as they dip below 10 seconds, they have a good chance, in my opinion.
Okay. And in the 400 meter, just now, Demish Gay finished what, fourth in a season best. Well, he looks sluggish, and he has looked he has looked that way all season long. So I don't really expect much of Demish Gay in this
in a
400.
season best, looks sluggish in a season best.
Yep, very. So I mean, nothing much to look forward to in terms of that event. Also, Shade Lawrence has progressed to the finals of the discus for women. So yeah, happy that she has moved on. So hopefully she'll actually just go there and just pull off a big one. Just hope for the best. But we're going to move on from track and field now and touch on a little bit of football quickly. So one, Leon Bailey has basically signed for Aston Villa. Only thing remaining is personal terms and medical. So Ryan, we already discussed it on the podcast. I believe it was on Thursday or Tuesday last week. And we are talking about it, and we are saying that City basically can be said that they have signed Grealish, because Aston Villa is not going to turn down $100 million. They're not going to.
They should take the
So,
money and run. Go straight to the shopping window. Get Tommy, get Ward-Prowse, get maybe two more footballers, and you would use that. You're already using some of the money to buy Bailey. You basically have a very strong side that can compete for top six.
yeah, true.
Get in those
So,
ballers. Ward-Prowse going cost like maybe an extra 30 odd. Use the money wisely. You can use Grealish money and get 4 quality footballers.
and as was being said, it was said that they're chasing Todd Cantwell, James Ward-Prowse, and
Todd
now
Cantwell, I forgot Cantwell's
so
name. Yeah.
you think that those players
But
are adequate replacement for Grealish?
yes. You're replacing one footballer with two to three good footballers. Yeah. I remember
So,
when Grealish was out last season, Villa dropped. So if it is that you're going to replace him with Bailey, Cantwell, and you have Buendia recently came in, and Ward-Prowse might come in, you have 4 quality footballers that can fill the void. If it is, let us say, one of them get injured, you have a next one that can come in and fill the void that there is not such a drop off in quality as there was last season. So it would be a good. They should take the money and run. Take the money fast and run.
all right, Chris. In terms of this move for Leon Bailey career, you think that it's a good move because, all right, a lot of people have said that he has outgrown Bayer Leverkusen. You think that is a good move for him right now at this stage of his career?
I think so. You know, let me tell you. I mean, coming into the English Premier League, you know, it's a muscle and bus league. Everybody know that. But I think he can really flourish in this league. Remember, you know, Bailey on a good day can really hurt any team. You know, we saw him score a double against Bayern. He scored multiple times against Bayern, and Bayern is considered a German powerhouse. So I do think this is a good move for his career. It's always good, especially when you're in your 20s. You know, he wasn't the best, obviously, in the Bundesliga, but he did make some noise here and there a lot of times.
But stick up in though. Stick up in though. If memory serves me correct, I think he was in the team of the season last year, and he was actually second in terms of dribble completion behind Sancho, I believe.
Yes, and so
last season he had a very good season, but the season before that he had a drop off.
Yeah, he had a drop off the season before. So, you know, you were team of the season. You know, second most dribbles completed, and you're going into the English Premier League, and you would want to make a name for yourself. No, I would also grab the money and run, to be honest, because Cantwell in their season, in Norwich's season in the Prem, Cantwell showed that he can show up against big teams. He can do it. Of course, Buendia, another Norwich player, you know, he can excite. And Leon Bailey. Now, Ward-Prowse, a lot of people underrate Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse is a dead ball specialist. James Ward-Prowse.
And a good box-to-box midfielder. He's not just a
dead
dead
ball specialist. That guy can say, okay, Levon, you're going to head the ball into the goal. He will literally pinpoint accuracy, header into the goal. He's a dead ball specialist. And he, as you said, Ryan, he's a very good box-to-box midfielder. So you have James Ward-Prowse, you have Leon Bailey on one wing, you have Cantwell on the other, that can really hurt fullbacks. I think they can not only challenge for top 6, I think they can challenge for maybe a place in the Europa League too. Like cement their place in the Europa League. They don't need a person to win this or win that for them to go in the Europa League. I think they can automatically qualify for that Europa League if all goes well. So I think Leon Bailey, especially if he really steps up for Aston Villa and does something and Aston Villa makes some noise, who knows? Maybe another team a bigger team may see his potential and probably grab him up as well. So I'm not saying that you're going to go to Aston Villa in order to make a bigger move, because I mean, you want to be a cultural icon in a certain place. But if you see a bigger team, maybe in the same league, that wants to collect you based on your impact that you've made, which is exactly what Jack Grealish is doing, because they said that Aston Villa is set to accept that 100 million pounds. I mean, who knows? So I think it's a good move for him to go to Aston Villa.
And also he will be in a more, I, I would dare to say, comfortable environment, given the fact that he will be in a country that speaks his language. He will be
And,
in Birmingham. He will
and
be in
also,
Birmingham, which has a huge Jamaican enclave.
oh
So it will be
yes.
easy. I see that as a seamless setting in process for him, bedding in process.
And
True.
and the thing
So
and the thing is, Levon and Ryan, even when Leon Bailey was fit, it was just a seesaw battle whether he was going to start, yes or no. Even if he was doing, remember, last season he had completed the second most dribbles, right?
yeah,
Even when he was healthy, it was still a back and forth whether he's going to start or whether he wasn't going to start. You have some days where he's playing excellent and the next match he's on the bench. So I think that going to Aston Villa, he will have that regular starting position for himself. And you develop when you play more football. And I think with him starting, he gets to play more football and he will improve. And as I
and I
said,
see
it's
it as a step up. Sorry, I see it as a step up also, given the fact that the reality of the situation is he will be on a bigger stage because more people will watches the BPL than they do Bundesliga right across the world. If we are dealing with worldwide numbers, so it will be
True.
a bigger stage for him to show what he's made of.
Yeah, and
yeah,
also, Ryan, to add to what you just said, Chris said it earlier on, and it's a point that I really want to drive home. So people are saying that it's actually a step down, knowing they're saying that okay, Villa is a bigger move for Villa more than it's actually a bigger move
Yeah,
for
but people don't see
Chris.
what Villa is trying to build.
That is one, and
Villa
two.
is trying to go back to the days when they had Milner, Ashley Young, Garrett Barry, and when named the defender Larson, Brad Friedel. That is the days Villa trying to get a bungalow when they were
But
every season for 3 or 4 seasons straight they were a top six team. That is what Villa is aiming to get back to.
and
And the
also
Villa
Ryan,
own have money.
what a few people are also forgetting also is that Leon Bailey, right? He can use Villa as a stepping stone, as a means to just cement his place as Chris said, a starter, become the main man at Villa. And then who
There you
knows,
go.
probably by the next year or 2 years, you'll be moving to one of those big clubs. It's just like I saw an article earlier on today about Patson Daka, the striker that has gone to Leicester City. Other people are
Mhm.
saying that within the next 2 years, they guarantee us that Patson Daka won't be at Leicester. Why? Because Leicester will be like a stepping stone for him to get
I
a
mean,
bigger
that
move
two,
to a
two
bigger
years
club.
from now, that 30 million can become 60 or
Ex-
80.
exactly. That's the point. So I don't think it's a step down, to be honest.
no, sir. And
Because
you even go back to Emiliano Martinez when he left Arsenal and went to Aston Villa,
And he
and he
said it
said
was
that
a
it's
step
a
up.
step up for him. Emiliano Martinez could have easily been one of the best players as a goalkeeper in the Copa America. One of the best
He
players.
was the best goalkeeper in Copa.
He
No,
was the
no,
best
he
goalkeeper
what?
by a friend.
No. I mean goalkeeper. I don't think you understand how important Emiliano Martinez was to that Argentina squad in between the sticks.
We
And
actually do.
Aston Villa has elevated his game. He could
Yeah.
have told Yeremina that you're going to not score this penalty because I am going to save it, and then proceed to save it in a couple seconds. So I think that
Good
persons
point.
are underrating overall this Aston Villa team and how good they are.
All
I
right, a little
think,
bit of information. Chris Taylor finished third in his heat. So yeah, carry on.
yeah. So many persons always seeing if it's not I'll say traditional top six team. Not top 6 team as in how they place, but traditional top 6 team. If you don't go Manchester United, Manchester City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, it's seen as a step down. Don't do
Yeah,
that
people don't look at projects. That's the thing.
exactly, because I am sure that when person saw many different people go into Leicester, person saw that as a step down. People need to remember, that at one point Hurricane was at Leicester City, People forget that, At
Well,
one point he was
at
at
the end of
Leicester
the day,
and
you
he
have to start from
built
somewhere. And as we keep on saying,
exactly.
you see if you have an emerging project that actually can build players, and if you see that players are actually improving within that system, why not? And I mean, yeah, I
Remember
like
season before last, Atalanta went to the semis of the Champions League, and
yeah.
then they sold the Belgian guy. What's his name again? Slip me. The one that broke his eye socket in the Euro. The right back.
Timothy Castagne.
Castagna, yeah. They
Yeah.
sold him to Leicester.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So and it wasn't and he never considered a step down, even though he was
No,
coming from a Champions League
it,
semi-final.
And mind
it,
you, Ryan, I'm glad that you touched on that, right? Because look at it now. Atalanta finished what, second in the league last season, right?
Yeah.
Now Cristiano Ramirez is on the cusp of joining Tottenham. And where did Tottenham finish in the Premier League?
8 or
Okay.
7.
So
Seven.
would people actually consider that a step down or a step up?
There you go.
But
I just think people need to stop just placing players in a box in terms of the team and what they're going to do, what's a step down, what's a step up, because a lot throughout the years for the past decade, it just proves to me that, listen, you cannot say a certain team is a step down or is a step up, because anything can happen. I think honestly it's a good move for Leon, because I mean, imagine him being one of the focal points in the attack, carrying Aston Villa to a European spot. Then now you have bigger teams, whether it's from other countries or still in England, that see him and say, okay, well, this kid is something, and I would really want to have him on my team. So, and who knows, maybe he will stay in Aston Villa and just continue building that culture. You don't know, but persons cannot say it's a step down, because Aston Villa, need I remind you, was up in the mix. I mean, they went from almost, being relegated a year after coming up that same year to many persons at one point. They were at some point a team that they wouldn't want to face. So many persons can't call it a step down. I would want to see what he does, because this whole back and forth with him starting and not starting, even when he was excellent, I don't like that, because Leon Bailey is an excellent talent, and once he gets regular playing time, there's always room for improvement, Levon and Ryan. Always room for improvement, whatever you do. And if you improve and get better, then the sky is the limit for you. So I'm happy for him. Hopefully he gets playing. I know based on his skill and what he was able to do last season, get some playing time. So I want to see this new season and how it unfolds.
all right. Another piece of transfer news. Ben White is now an Arsenal player, and boy, I hate to troll Arsenal, but immediately as the man signed, the man looks stressed out. I'm not gonna lie. Those pictures that they sent out to the media, the man looked really stressed out in those pictures. Good move for him, all right. This is the perfect question. Step down or step up for Ben White? Because Arsenal,
As much as Arsenal is the most easily
step up.
trolled team, Ben White will also be on a bigger stage. And funny enough to say, Arsenal is still a big club. Even if I just the name alone and the fan base,
It's just mere trolling though, man. It's a bigger step up, man, by far.
So it would be.
And if you actually look at the project that is over there, even though I don't think that Mikel Arteta is the man to actually lead this project, but
I like the project. I like what they're trying to do. I like it.
There you have it. I was just about to say that I like what they're trying to do, but I just personally think that Arteta might not be the one to actually bring them up.
Because
It's just like Lampard.
it's a really brave thing that they're trying to do, and I like it.
It's a long-term planning.
Yeah, as a producer is saying, it's a long-term project. Is that just a project that is geared towards instant success? It's something that will build over time. And as we said, they have quite a few talented youngsters over there that are coming through. And if they can actually nurture those talents and actually have them play well together, who knows? They might can do some damage in a year or two.
Sometimes it's normally not sometimes it's normally not the tactics that's the problem. Maybe a coach can improve or perfect that tactic that you're trying to implement as a coach. So I honestly believe that I see what they're trying to do, but I honestly don't believe that Mikel Arteta is the one to execute that plan. They have some great players, and adding Ben White from Brighton and Herd Albion really will step them up in terms of their firepower. So I like what they're trying to do, but the coach, I'm not sure the coach is the one to actually execute that plan.
Producer Pioneer is here training it. Man said Arsenal Gunners building from the ground up, just under the bed. But yeah, I actually like what they're doing over there. As I said, I'm not an Arsenal fan because I dislike Arsenal. As a matter of fact, I dislike every club in England if your name is not Manchester United. So yeah. Otherwise, I can look at things from an analytical standpoint and you can say that it's a decent thing they have going over there. As I said though, Chris, and you agree with me. I just don't think that Mikel Arteta is the man to lead them going forward.
So
agree as well?
100%.
Okay.
Put it this way. This season is his honeymoon period is over. 100%. This season is the real test.
Yeah.
So it
Knowing that
depends on what
they're not in Europe, so I mean, if they're not in Europe and if they can't actually make it into the top 6, then I mean, what are you doing with Mikel Arteta? Any final thoughts on many of you guys on any particular sporting topic?
Again, man, I'm just proud of what we were able to do in the 100 meters. I mean, a record that has stood for 33 years is finally broken, an Olympic record. And I honestly think Levon, she could have gone 10-5 enough. She slowed down and point to the clock. I honestly thought she could have run 10-5-8. But I just think that Elaine Thompson has just been through a lot. Persons call her a choker. I would not get off of that. Persons really, Persons wrote her off for not winning the goal. I mean, Persons. When I talk about Kims now, Wally West now, I talk about other people. But I'm really happy for what she did, man. She's really good. And I really still think that Natoya Gould has a good chance of winning a medal. I'll say bronze for now. But Jamaican women athletes are really coming through now. They're more lights shining on these female athletes more now for a long time. It has been not so bright for them for a long time. So I'm glad that they're there. This is not the first nor the second we've done. We've swept a sprint. We've done it with Bolt, Weir, and Blake. We've done it with Sharon, Karen Stewart, and Shelley and Fraser Price. And we've done it this year with Elaine, Sharika, and Shelley. So congrats to them again. And I hope there are more good things to come for us in Tokyo.
All right, Ryan, any final thoughts?
Share the same sentiments as Chris. It was a historic day, and all Jamaicans should be proud, regardless of who they wanted to win and regardless of what they think of whoever. It is not about that. It's about the historic moment and why we should be proud to be Jamaicans today, if not any other day.
I agree with you guys about the historic day because it was really an historic day for Jamaica and for Sports Frenzzyy because it was our biggest show since we have started. And guess what? We brought a new invention to the program by having a calling segment that went well as well. So we had callers calling in, and this is something that we're going to do on a full time basis. It's just a matter of time. So yeah, it was a historic day, man, and we just look forward to continue growing over here at Sports Frenzy and just encourage our viewers to just keep on watching the Olympics and support our athletes, your favorites, even who you don't actually like. But yeah, they're all Jamaicans at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's a key thing that we should remember. It's not like they're performing
True.
for another country. They're
Well,
all our athletes.
I'll be supporting Blake, regardless of what I think of him.
Yeah, personally, I don't
Yeah,
like him.
that's true.
I mean, if he, as I said before, I don't mind if you and Blake come and shut me up. I'd love for him to do that. But at the end of the day, as I said, Ryan, he's a Jamaican. There you have it. And on that note, this is what we're going to call it tonight on the show. It was a pleasure being with you guys. Double dose for today. We had a morning show, as I said, it was a historic one. And then we have a show for you guys once again. So thanks again to all of you guys. Thanks to our producer, Josh Carlo, makes this possible. And I encourage you guys to share the YouTube page more so we can get more subscribers because that is where we want to really target. So please like, subscribe, and share our content on YouTube so we can get more subscribers. I'm counting on you guys just like how you count on us to have a podcast almost every night. So please just do the right thing. Until Monday, see you guys.
Blessings.